Hi guys, it's Kanitha Amour-Porter here with Diaries of an Entrepreneur Mommy. Today we have a very special guest. I love her to pieces. And hard work really does pay, and you never know where it's going to take you. This is Diaries of an Entrepreneur Mommy. We are all business women. Some women don't have kids yet. She has plans in the future, but her business right now is her baby because it's new to her. This is Shelby.
Hi.
I actually met Shelby. She was actually doing cold calling, and she's so pleasant on the phone. You can't even be mad at her, right? So she called and she was like, "Hi, I'm Shelby," and she's telling me that she's a real estate agent and she was looking to see if I was interested in anything. And I said, "Well, not right now, not a home, but I may be interested in looking for a space for my business." And then she's like, "Oh, okay, perfect." And since then we've talked, we've met up, we went to events together, and she's just an amazing person. And I love her drive, and she is like so on top of it. I love that about her too. So I'm gonna stop talking to let you talk. So Shelby, tell us about yourself and how this became.
Yeah, so I've always wanted to work. I wanted to work towards living that life that I want.
Okay.
I've had those few jobs, the retail jobs, the barista. My first aha moment with getting in the right direction was actually working on an apartment complex as a leasing agent.
Nice, okay.
And I never saw myself being a great salesperson. I just know that I'm happy, I'm likable, and I was told just go for it. So I did that. I started doing very good. I was the top sales agent at the apartment complex. We always had contests, and secretly I always wanted to win, but I also in my heart wanted other people to win too, because everybody deserves to win.
Right, that inner battle of good versus evil.
Yeah, so it's like, how do I do this? But I always tried to stay humble with it, but
that's good.
I always won those, and I just kind of let it slide under the rug, and eventually that turned into proving myself to the company, and I became their assistant manager there.
Oh, nice.
So with being the assistant manager, I started missing out on the sales portion a little bit. I liked that challenge of the sales and that person contact of learning somebody new, learning what they like and what they don't like, and how I can help them get to that.
Okay.
So I started doing that, moved over into project management with help building out salons across the United States.
Nice.
So that was a totally different change for me, just dealing with contractors and paperwork. It really took that human element out of it completely.
Okay.
So I started talking with Real Team a little bit back last April, and it took me quite a few months to kind of make that leap, get into it, take my classes.
Now, why did it take you so long?
I think it was just for the simple fact is I liked sales and I wanted to get into real estate back when I started at the apartment complex, but I think it was that fear of, what if I'm not the best? What if I'm not good? What if I make this leap and something happens where I can't support myself or my family?
Right, and see, everyone has fear. Now, we were talking before we started taping, is that everyone has fear. The only difference from us to people who are not living their dreams is we have to push past it and talk ourselves off the ledge.
Yeah.
Do you still have fears?
I still have fears every day. With being in real estate, you're not making a paycheck unless you're making a sale. And sales take a long time. You have to develop a relationship with somebody. You have to learn what they want, learn what they need, and work on it from there. So there's fear every day on, I didn't get an appointment today, I didn't do this. But at the end of the day, you have to look at, what did you do today that made your day somewhat successful? Even a failure is a success, because it's going to teach you what you need to focus on the next day.
Oh my goodness, she's so wise and so young. And that's so true. Because your failures, you're right, it builds you character. It's learning lessons that you say, okay, I'm not going to do that again. But I love the fact that you talked about fear, that you have to push past it every day.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, and you have a support system, right? Tell me how your support system plays into that.
So at home, I have my husband. We've been married for a little over a year now.
Oh, yes, newlyweds.
Yes. My 2 dogs are also my support system.
Awesome.
They know when you have a bad day or a rough day. They just kind of cuddle up to you.
Mm-hmm.
My family, of course, they're always telling me, "You got this, Shelby. You can do it."
Okay.
And my team.
Okay.
My team here, they're very goal-driven and very focused on what's important to me.
Okay.
And that kind of revolves around everybody in my support system. They know what my end goal is, and that's how they keep motivating me.
Okay.
You want to get here, push yourself and get there. So
awesome.
It's good to have different groups of people that support me, because my husband sees things that my family doesn't, and my workplace sees a different part of me than my husband or my family does. So it's good to have support in all aspects of my life.
That's awesome. And so we talked about there's a why she's doing it, and she sees it, and we were talking about a class that she's going to do in her office, but you have to know your why and why you're doing it. And your why is?
My why is I do not want to work to live. I said that backwards.
No, that's all right.
I don't want to live to work. I want to work to live.
Right.
I have a dream of being out there and seeing things and experiencing life, not just sitting behind a desk and making a paycheck and maybe sometimes getting out there to see things. I really want to live a little bit more than most people do nowadays.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then too, when it's time, because we talked and she said, yes, eventually a family, but then too, you'll be able to have that decision saying, hey, you know, I get to work from home. I get to schedule my time around my kids and still be successful, right? Because by then you'll have this like amazing
that's the dream,
Rolodex of amazing clients. And then you can say, hey, I can do this, but I can also be present for my family.
Yeah, and that's the main goal is when that time does come and I have children, I want to be able to show them this is where I started and this is where we're at now, and be able to give them that dream too.
Right.
I'm a big dreamer, and I think that there's a big stigma about dreamers is you dream of unrealistic things, but for me, being a dreamer gives me that motivation to keep going.
That's true.
I may have dreams that are a little bit unrealistic, but if I come close to them, to me, that's successful for me.
Right. And so all those successful people, they had dreams and people thought they were unrealistic, right? Until they accomplished them. And they were like, oh my goodness, right?
Back.
And you're going to be that person to say, hey, you thought it was unrealistic. I kept on pushing forward. And here I am. I remember I was watching Oprah, and she was talking about when she was working at the TV station. Her and Gail, she got a promotion. She was 22 years old, and she was making $22,000. And her and Gail went in the bathroom, and they were like, oh my goodness, just think if you're 30 and you're making $30,000. Oh my goodness, right? It's so funny because like really, like they were so excited about that.
Yeah.
And look where she is now. You just keep on pushing. You knock that door down, make it a reality, and then you go to the next one.
To the next goal.
Every time I think about things being hard and difficult, I think about that moment where, you know, I was excited just to even have my own business. And I have my business, right? So I did that, and the next goal. And so the same thing with you.
Yeah, it's always a challenge, but if you don't have a goal to reach for, then you're just working to work. So you need to put goals in place so you have something to reach for, and to feel accomplished, I feel like gives you that push to set a higher goal.
That's true. Very good. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Shelby's doing some amazing things. We're going to have her information, contact information, if you're looking for residential or commercial. She can definitely help you out. And yeah, we'll see what you're doing next, because she's going to do some amazing things. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Thank you.